Okay.
Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Oh, that's better. That's better. Somebody pass around the offering. Since I'm always preaching on tracks, you feel me? I might as well get paid for it. Sermon of the day. You right where you supposed to be, baby. Informant, that information for me. Important, you get a portion of fortune pouring. Confession, fortunately, blessings on now they snoring. You mellow, so focus on scoring. Got you underperforming. I never expect something, never assume nothing. Judging me for my past, but that's why I'm triumphant. I don't demand, I know where I stand like engineer hands. Watch how my life pans. That game plan, show out like a jotter, pop out like a cutter. Telling the quick rock, skipping the country squares like hopscotch. This gonna be my mood to my beat drop. Putting my boogie shoes in my diddy boots, ain't no stop. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Congratulations on the celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. No congratulations on no celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of a validation. Yeah. If having hope is dangerous, call me evil Knievel. You leading on the wrong side, living with peasant needles. So lethal, made Shane Black wanna write a sequel. Cause I snuggle my dream till it's seen as illegal. And I still probably will, cause I can never give up.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another great Thursday night here on the Bravo with Sheila Network. I am your Thursday night host, Lady Dawn B, in the house, and I appreciate you all being in the building. So come on, like, subscribe, and share. Bring somebody into this great conversation that we are going to have on tonight. I always get excited. Excuse me, y'all. Make sure I'm right tonight. We'll always get excited on Thursdays because I had the amazing opportunity to spend time with you, and able to do this because the Queen Bee of the Bravo with Sheila Network, Pastor Sheila Ingram, who I call my Auntie Bravo, so graciously yields me this captain's chair every single week so I can spend time here conversing with each of you. And we have a variety of topics that we talk about, but tonight is one of my favorite segments to do. Why? Because we are bringing the sexes together. That's right. It is the ladies' room versus the men's lounge on tonight. And we are going to have a dynamic conversation. I got the squad in the house. I got my good peoples with me, my friends, my family, and we're going to get into it in a moment. But I do want to greet everyone again and say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I'm so glad that you are here. Again, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And already I see my sis Marilyn is in the building. Hey, sis, thank you for joining on tonight. I'm so glad you came. I hope you're ready to hear some good stuff on tonight because I'm pretty sure it's going to get comical. Lord knows. It's unpredictable on Thursday night. So we are glad to see you here. And for those of you who are up in the silent section in those expensive seats, want to say hello to you as well. Want to invite you to come on down to the comment section. I promise you it's safe down here. We got security. I always tell y'all no one is going to hurt you here. And you are good and well and safe. So with that being said, we also see that our greatest moderator is in the building. You know her, you love her. We talk about her all the time. She is in the person of Ine Kenya in the house. Sorry, y'all, my lighting is a little crazy tonight, but that's okay. We're going to let it be what it is, right? And we appreciate her being here. Thank you, Ine, for being in the house. As always, we appreciate you. And we have part of our panel also greeting the people. We got Risha in the house. We got Von Eric in the house. We got the Rock Nobles in the house. And we're going to have a good time. But before we do, just want to remind you that here on the Bravo with Sheila Network, we ask if you just hit that thumbs up button just one time. It is free $99 for you, but it means everything to us. Okay, it helps to push our content out into these YouTube streets, and it helps us to get good information to the good people. All right, so if you do that, we'd appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Also, by way of announcement, I feel like we're in church right now. Tune in on Monday nights, because on Monday nights we have my fellow podcasters for Mondays Beyond the Mic, and it is formally hosted by Coach Pache and Dr. Elaine. However, Coach Pache has taken a step away for a moment, and so Dr. E is still here holding it down on Monday nights. And guess what? Your girl, that's right, me. Now I'm on Monday nights too, helping out until. So tune in with us on Monday. That's right, you get to see me 2 nights a week. Aren't you glad? I'm excited. So we're glad to be there. And so join us on Mondays Beyond the Mic. And we have more good conversation then. Now, while the Bravo with Sheila Network is not a Christian-based network, we want to put this out there. A lot of us who are on the panel are believers. So as you know, I'm a God's girl. So you're going to get a little Jesus every time you get me. But we do want you to know that we do honor, respect, and appreciate everyone's thoughts, opinions, feelings, whatever your moral compass is. We do respect it and we appreciate it. And we look forward to you sharing with us in the comment section. We do, however, ask that everyone do so respectfully. We don't have to agree, but we do have to respect one another. So we want to have engagement and we want to have conversation, but respect is the number one thing here. So if we find that there is dialogue or conversation going on that is outside of the parameters of respect, we will have to remove you and your comments from the conversation. We do not want to do that, but in all fairness, we just want to make that known so that we can have great conversation one with the other, right? Right. Awesome. So we appreciate you for your cooperation. Now, again, while we are open to everyone's moral compass, thoughts, feelings, and opinions, if you are in need of some spiritual guidance, a little boost to your soul, you can go right across the street to the Sheila Ingram Ministries Network, because over there on that side of the street, you will find everything God, everything good. Pastor Sheila is on there almost every day of the week, and she is sharing with the Kabod. She has music, she has prayer, she has meditation, she shares the word. I'm telling you, it's just amazing and awesome. You don't want to miss it. You want to make sure that you're over there. Also over there is my mom. That's right, the woman who pushed me out, literally. Pastor Rosa is on every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. sharing a word. So you can go get some encouragement there. And last but not least, on Fridays, that's right, the end of your week at 11 a.m., we have the Women of Grace, who is composed of the Pastor Sheila Ingram, the Pastor Rosa, and Reverend Jenny, aka my Auntie Gangster. They are on there Fridays at 11 a.m. and they are going through the women of the Bible. I promise you, ladies, you will find yourself in something that they are teaching. And men, if you tune in, it will help you understand your wives, your mama, your sister, your cousins, everybody. Okay, so you want to know what makes women tick? Go on over and check them out. I'm sure it'll be helpful for you. So with all that being said, now I want to get into this conversation on tonight. As we know, this is Women's History Month, and we've been having great conversations about fixing our crowns and understanding what a woman's worth is. However, on tonight, we wanted to bring the men into the conversation. I also want to let you know the Men's Lounge will be coming back in full force in April, and we are looking forward to them being here. So what we want to do, or what I want to do, I'm putting my glasses on because y'all know I can't see half the time. But what I'm going to do is bring up our Thursday night panel so that we can start to get into this amazing conversation. Okay? All right. So first up, I want to bring up, let's see, shall I do the men first? Because they are the guests for this month. So I'm going to bring them up that way. So let me bring up, you know him, you've heard him the past few weeks. You will see him again and again, especially as the Men's Lounge starts to launch. He is my big brother. I call him the Rock Nobles in the house. Come on, big bro, say hi to the people tonight. How are you?
Hello, how y'all doing?
That's it. You holding it back? We hold
Here
it.
I am again, students.
Hey everybody! I hope everybody had a nice day.
I'm messing with
I'm
you.
really
I'm
looking
messing.
forward to the. I'm really looking forward to the platform this evening. Um, Outside of having fun, I hope we can learn something this evening.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure that there is a lot of info getting ready to be dropped, especially from you. Um, And we look forward to that. So thank you for joining us on tonight and holding it down for the men's lounge. Next, I want to bring up again, and she is no stranger here. She is a part of the official ladies room team. She is my sis, known as the Lady Risha. We're gonna bring her up to the platform. Hey sis, how are you today?
Hey everybody, what's up? What's up? What's up? All the way from Texas, Houston in the house.
Holla.
Yep.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Man,
It's good to
it's good
see
to
you.
be in the place. I'm excited about tonight, as always. As always.
Oh, of course. Where else is there better to be on Thursday night than here with Lady
That
Dawn?
part.
It's about to go down. I appreciate you being here. And next up, you all know him. You love him. We fight about it. And if there's nothing else you remember about him, you will always remember his laugh and his direct delivery. And he is in the person of Vaughn, the Invisible Man, Eric. My guy, here we go. Welcome, Vaughn. How are you tonight?
Uh-uh.
Uh-huh. Here we go.
How everybody doing? It's good to be here. I pray everybody had a blessed day today. I can't wait to get into this conversation.
Awesome. Awesome. So glad you could make it here on
What
tonight.
up, Power Ranger?
Oh no, she
I got to represent for Indy because she's not here. She's not here yet. She's not
Fired
here yet.
already. Shots fired already.
I got to represent for my girl.
Last but absolutely not least, this young lady, such an awesome woman. She is my sis. She is my friend. She is my fellow co-author of some amazing books. She's a coach. She's so many things. Listen, she is just that girl. And that's what I'm going to refer to her. She's that girl. She is my sis. I love her. I've missed her. And I'm so glad that she is on here with me tonight. She is Theodora Carter. And we call her Theo. Come on up to the platform. Hey, beautiful.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Yo,
Hope everybody had a great day. I'm
good evening.
honored to be invited to the panel.
I'm so glad that you are here. So glad you are here. So glad you could make it. And I am excited about this conversation. So we had a few more people that might be popping in. We'll see. But you know what? We got what we need to get started. So we going with it from here. So usually, if you've never experienced the verses before, it is the battle of the sexes, the men against the women. This is how it goes down because we know that there's a lot of miscommunications, a lot of misconceptions between the sexes. Women think men think this way, men think women think this way, women think men want this, and men think women want that. And you know, we are having these rotating conversations with each other instead of opening up. You know, all the women talk to the women, and all the men are talking to the men. So tonight we want to open up conversations so that we can hear from each side on a few topics. So we are not experts. We are all experts in the area of our lives. We are experts in, but some of us do hold degrees and are licensed counselors and therapists and things of that nature. But on tonight, we're not coming in our professional lane. We are coming just as men and women, just trying to have a conversation so that we don't want to convict or convince anyone. We just want to have good conversation that allows us to open up, that allows us to gain better understanding so that we can show up better in spaces and relate to one another better, right? Okay. So all that being said, tonight's topic is checkmate. Okay, for those of you who don't know, or maybe you've never played chess or checkers, but in checkmate, it is a position where the king is put into a position where he can no longer make any moves. And he is in a position where he cannot win because he's been backed into a corner. Now, how often do we do things in relationships or have things happen in relationships where we are making moves that put us in the off position where we are unable to win. Sometimes we are backing each other into corners based on our thoughts, based on our opinions, but totally negating the facts. So tonight I want to talk about a few areas that are challenges when it comes to blocking things in relationship. Oh, hold on. I knew I felt something in the building. All right, here we go. So I am happy to bring to this platform. He's been here before. I think the second, maybe third time, but it won't be his last. He don't know. He's about to be put on last on a regular. All right, I call him Kingdom Builder. All right, he is the greatest to ever do it. He is in the person of Mr. Grateful. Come on up, sir. How are you tonight?
I'm blessed. I think that introduction is something I can't live up to, but I'm here for it. Rock, I got your back, bro. I wasn't gonna let you come up here by yourself.
That's my man. I have faith. I knew you was coming.
Oh, see, the men
tried already. I held it down till you got here, though, bro.
That's right.
The men already trying. They already trying, and there's no need. Y'all gotta be defensive. We just coming to talk tonight. We just coming to talk. We don't want to fight.
Oh no, I already feel attacked. So I'm just here for whatever.
We just here to see how it goes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I do want to greet everyone on the panel. Good evening, everyone. It's glad to be an acquaintance tonight.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, this is again. I call him Kingdom Builder because that's what he does. He builds. He helps build the kingdom. So tonight we gonna talk about. But tonight we leaving all of our we leaving all our clergy stuff. We leaving all our titles. We just talking as men and women. We ain't gonna go deep. We gonna keep it real deal. Y'all already know how we do here on Thursday nights. These are conversations that we should have sometimes in church, but we can't have in church. So we gonna have them outside the church, but we gonna have them, and we keep it 1,000. All right. So tonight, as we get into this conversation, and Anaya's greeting everyone. She was greeting Mr. Grateful. Come on, I ask y'all to like, subscribe, and share. Push this information out into the wonderful YouTube streets. And again, those who are watching from behind, we appreciate you being here on tonight. But tonight, we are going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about truth. We want to talk about trust. We want to talk about transparency. We want to talk about time and attention. And we want to talk about that taboo. One question that nobody wants to talk about, but we need to talk about it. We're not going to get in detail, but we're going to talk about sex. Because
Let's talk about sex, baby.
There you go. All right, so first up, tonight we're gonna do it kind of game show style. I'm really loving it. There's 4 of y'all up here because that means that I can play I can play hostess, I can play host and moderator, and oh wait, no, there's 6 of us. All right, so I'll get in on the end. So first up, I'm gonna leave Risha and I'm gonna leave her alone for the moment. So first, I want to start with I'm gonna go for Rock and Theo. So, Rock, I'm going to ask this question to you, and I want you to answer from the male's perspective. And as I was explaining earlier, everybody, you have about 2 minutes to answer this question. All right, then we're going to talk about truth. When it comes to the truth, how much truth are men really willing to share with the woman in their lives, their wives, your girlfriends? How much truth are you really willing to share? It's on you, Rock.
Well, from my experience, I'm first before truth can be shared, it has to be a safe zone. You have to feel safe to share that truth, and it depends on what truth it is. I'm always willing to share truth. I'm not really an advocate of being dishonest or being distrustful. But at the same time, you have to present a safety zone, a safety area for truth to be shared, because And then you have to also timing is important too when it comes to truth, because if everybody's not always on the level to handle all kinds of truth. So you got to make sure that there's some relationship maturity there, some and you have to make sure that once truth is discussed, it's not going to be thrown back at you. But I think men are, from my perspective and from what I'm doing, I think men are ready to say truth. We're given the space, but we're given the space to tell the truth when many times there's preconceived answers or preconceived thoughts what they believe we're going to say, or they already made up their mind if they're going to believe it or not before we even say it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it right there. There. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
how much more time I got? No. How much more time? I'm gonna use all my 2 minutes.
That was like your 2 minutes.
All right.
Don't worry.
I'm on the clock. You said 2 minutes. When she started, I'm hitting my clock too.
Keep your notes. Don't worry, we gonna tonight. Keep your notes, because we're gonna circle back around. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why. Welcome to Thursday night with your girl, Lady Dawn B. It's already started off left, so we just gonna keep it going. All right. So, okay. Before we go further, I do want to give a definition of truth according to the dictionary. It says truth refers to the quality or state of being true, or a true or accepted statement, and generally represents agreement with facts or reality. So, Rock,
correct.
Asking you, how much of the truth are men really willing to share? You're saying the amount of truth that is shared is conditional. It is based on safety and right timing. Those are two of the points that you mentioned. It's no right or wrong. We're not fighting. I'm just taking note. That was what you said. Now, Theo, I want to give you 1 minute to respond to his answer. Do you agree or disagree? Your time starts now.
I mean, I agree with some of what he says. I do think that there has to be a level of trust, right? You're not going to bare your soul to someone that you just meeting, right? So I do think that there does have to be a level of, a relationship, some type of, the person. But I also feel that it cannot be based on you perceiving how the other person is going to be perceiving what you said. Because that's what I heard. I heard, I'm going to be truthful, but I'm already believing that the person is not going to believe what I'm telling them. So I'm not sure they're going to believe me.
Okay.
So maybe I misunderstood that, but that's kind of a little bit of what I heard.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
So, but I may have misunderstood it. So I'm going to say that, but that's a little bit of what I said.
That's your understanding of what he said. Okay, that was the end part. That was how I understood the end part of what he stated as well. And I'm not picking any sides tonight. I'm just moderating, playing my role, and doing both parts. Okay. Now, Theo, thank you for your reply to his statement of how much truth are men.
I can't get clarity.
Not yet. Not yet. To how much truth men are willing to share. Ladies, I hope you're taking notes. Lean in, take the notes, okay? Men, get ready. Lean in and take the notes. Now,
Risha, before the night's over, baby.
It's my time to go.
Yes. So, Theo, question that I'm going to ask. It's not going to be necessarily the same as his, but now that he's given his answer, with that in mind, how much truth are women really? And again, and guys, we're having a good time tonight. This is not, we're not speaking. This is not one voice, one sound. We cannot speak for every single person in the world. We are sharing from our spaces of experience and of life. I just want to continue to put those disclaimers out there because we don't want it to be misconstrued or misunderstood. We just want you to have an understanding that these are the conversations that we need to start having with the people in our lives and our partners. Okay, so it's just to give you a little head start to maybe, you know, understanding, and then also understanding how we react. How are we? Because based on Rock's explanation right there, I'm questionable. I'm not sure. So I only get partial
You won't
truth.
let me give clarity.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't need clarity right now. I'm gonna let you give it though, but just I'm not gonna let you give it yet though. You're gonna have a time. I promise you're gonna have time. Just rock with me. Rock with me. I wanna rock with you, brother. Okay. Now, Theo, my question to you is, how much truth do you think women are really willing to hear, and how much truth can we really handle?
So I really can't speak for every woman, so I'm going to speak for me, right? So for me, I prefer the truth and can handle the truth. Have I always gotten the truth? No, right? But I prefer to know the truth because I don't like to be surprised, right? So for me, my main thing is I always tell people, don't worry about hurting my feelings. Right? Because if I find out that you weren't truthful, that's going to hurt my feelings more than the fact that you were not truthful. So just give it to me straight. So for me, I would say being truthful and honesty is like a really, really important value that I need someone to have. Right? So that's what I would say for me. Now, for women, some women, not all, I do think that there are some women that are not able to handle the truth. They say they can, but when they get the truth, it doesn't always go well. So I will say that not every woman can handle the truth. Some think they can, but they're not really ready for it. But I think that comes with maturity. That comes with knowing who you are. That comes with emotional intelligence, right? That comes with really just knowing who you are.
Okay.
And what you're able to handle, right? So,
Right.
Got it. Okay. All right. So for Theo, she prefers to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Give it to me straight. And that's true. Some women, we say it, but we can't handle it. And it's hard to predict how much truth we can really handle when we haven't heard the truth yet. But we seem to believe we can. So, okay. All right, thank you for that. Now, Rock, you have 1 minute to respond to Theo's answer to her question, and then you can give clarity to yours. So your minute starts now.
No, I actually agree with what she said. I mean, we didn't really say that much different from one another. It does. A lot of people do believe that they can handle the truth, but then when you give them the truth, they go boom, an explosion takes place. And she's right as far as the emotional intelligence, emotional maturity. If you can ask a question, any question you ask, you should be mature enough to handle the answer. If you can't handle the answer, then you shouldn't be asking those questions.
True. Thank you.
And to clarify what I was saying earlier I was saying that many times when people are talking, the other person has already preconceived whether they're going to believe them or not. That's what I was saying. That how how can I say this? When you're telling your truth. When I meant by preconceived thoughts, when you're telling your truth, sometimes when you're talking, yeah. They're not really listening because they're just waiting to respond, or they already got in their mind that you're going to lie or something. That's what I meant earlier. Yeah.
No, we totally understand. I totally understood you.
That's not what y'all said though.
Because that wasn't our question. That was your question. But no, I'm just saying we understood, and that is true. Okay. That's true because a lot of times, again, for some, not all. Thank you both for answering this question. This is gonna get interesting as the night goes on. But I have found most of the time, in most cases, and I think some women would agree, that when we are asking a question, when you find this in that space that we are like, and you say we're listening to respond, it's because 8 times out of 10, we already know the answer. And right, we have already come up with a preconceived answer, and but it's usually based on some kind of information that we've gotten that we think is factual, whether it is or it's not. So you're correct. You are correct. Now I want to open it up to Mr. Grateful. Do you want to jump in and respond or add any insight to any one of these questions that we asked on from the male side of how much truth are men really willing to share, or from the women's side, how much truth can women really handle? What do you?
Well, first I'm gonna say is if you see me sweating, it's because my wife is sitting here staring at me like, answer the question, Mr. Grateful.
We got you, sis.
No, but on a serious note, truth is surgical. I see truth as surgical, and like any other operation, there has to be, agreeing with my brother Rock, a sterile room where truth can be administered, or you run the risk of having an infection, because the truth can cut, the truth can hurt, and a lot of times the way truth is administered is based on the previous experience. Right, so it's almost as if you're tested with a dose of truth, and how you handled the truth the last time kind of has a lot to do with how the truth is presented the next time, simply because I don't want to do damage with the truth, right? And so there has to be a space created where the truth can be handled, and I think if you don't create a space where truth can be received, it's going to be hard to be presented.
That's good. That's good. That's a good summary of both sides. And I
Both sides, right? Here we go.
Yes, you did well. You did well. Miss Grateful, he did all right. I hope he did all right. No, that's good. That's good. So, and the importance of this question that I'm asking is, because a lot of times this is one of the things that does put our relationship in checkmate positions, because we don't understand how we come off to each other. And we may think that we create a space that is safe and open for someone to share the truth, when actually we are creating a very hostile environment, because again, we've already come into it with a preconceived notion, like, I'm just waiting for you to spew out this lie that you're going to try to dress up in a truth suit, when I already know that this is not what it is, and it is very important. Like you said, I really love the term that you use about a sterile environment. You got to make sure that it's an environment that is suited for you to be able to tell truth and receive truth. And a lot of times, because women, we are emotional, more emotional than men. I don't want to say because men are emotional as well. We have to learn how to govern ourselves so that we can handle whatever. We don't have to agree with it, but we do have to respect it. So thank you for that, guys. Disciple Spencer is in the building on tonight. Good evening, sis. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being here with us. Oh, hold on. In addition to that, let's see. Anae says, great analogy. So to Mr. Grateful, great analogy. And we stop to salute my queen, my mom. That's right. Pastor Rosa is in the house. She says, I'm multitasking, doing homework, and praying for you all. How hilarious. She's praying for y'all because this conversation, we don't know how it's going to go. But thank you for coming in, Mommy. Love you. Would have brought you up here, but we're not ready to handle any more of your one-liners this month. She done hit us off this month, She told you in line, you in the line, but you're just not that special. That lady is a piece of work. But I love her. So thank you, Mom, for coming in the room. Thank you, Rock and Theo, for sharing in on this. I want to move on to the next group. Actually, no, let me give space to Risha. Do you want to have a minute to share your thoughts on this concept of truth in relationships? How much truth do men really share? Or, and again, this is not, we haven't surveyed every man on earth. We're just having conversation. to give some points to help us open up understanding. And then how, with women, how much truth do we really feel comfortable hearing? How much can we handle? Do you want to take a minute to share on that?
Of course. I believe, so I feel like the truth space that we're speaking to is once the relationship has started. I want to refer to that initial truth, the foundation when we first meet, how you present, what you present, which then sets up the ability to have, like Mr. Grateful said, a sterile or surgical environment. I'm a nurse, so I'll take that analogy and push it a step forward. Before you have surgery, you have to have clean hands. You have to scrub. So you have to present yourself. You have to present a certain way before you can enter in and contaminate. So it doesn't necessarily matter what the other person is ready to receive. I'm talking in the very beginning. I need truth needs to be what it is so that you can determine if the person can not just handle the truth, but handle you, because you should present as truth. Now, once we get into the relationship, then we talk about safe spaces. But when I'm first getting to know you, I need to say the things. I should be able to say the things based on who I am, male or female, that will give you the ability to make an educated decision about whether or not I am something you can handle with whatever I'm bringing to you. And that only happens if I present it truthfully.
Okay. All right. We're gonna leave it right there. I'm just gonna let it rest. I'm gonna let it rest for a second. Let's see. Mama put a smiley face. She put a smiley face. All right. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna tag Vaughn Eric right on in. Vaughn, would you like to take a minute and share with us your perspective? You want to put your 60 seconds in about on truth already?
Yeah, I give my little 60 seconds, and then I think what everyone said was right on. It was much wisdom. I like what Brother Rock Noble said. It depends on the situation and when you want to tell the truth. I like what Brother Grateful said as far as the room and how the room is. You have to be comfortable. I like what Rashida said, how she took that point further. I think it depends on the man and the person, where they at in life, what they've been through, what they've been taught, what culture of background they came from. Because if a man comes from the streets, he's not going to tell you the truth. He's going to tell you very little because of where he come from. It also matters the person that they're talking to when you assess a person and when you're having a conversation with. If I was having a conversation with Sister Epps, I would be comfortable telling her a lot of my truths. And then I know I have to make sure if I don't tell her, I would just say, well, I'm not ready to tell you that truth right now because I'm uncomfortable. So I can have that conversation with her and go deep within my truth that I want to say to her, but throughout my life. And I know that I wouldn't have to lie to her because I'm thinking if I do, she may push away or walk away or be offended or something type of way. So it also depends on the woman that you with, because some women and some men can't handle a lot of truth. It makes them uncomfortable because they think, wait a minute, you telling me all this, that means you might be the person that run off at the mouth. Or you may be a person that holds things when you hear the truth against someone. So it all depends on the person and the situation that you're in.
Well, that was good. Thank you for that, Vaughn. I like what you said about even how to handle when it comes to that space and that time. Spacing and timing, as Rock mentioned earlier, is important, along with the sterilization, making sure that the environment is appropriate to handle it, as Mr. Grateful and Risha said. But you also brought up the point in handling it that you said, I'm not ready to share right now, or tell that much right now. And that level of communication is so necessary because some people don't express that, and a lot of people will push, and that's what helps to create a bigger wedge between people in conversations and in sharing, because no one wants to feel pressured on either side. You want the truth, but you want the person to want to tell you the truth. So when we pressure people into wanting them to tell us what we want to know on their time, that is something that causes us to be in positions in a relationship where we can't go no further, because now I'm looking at you sideways. Now I'm wondering, like, I don't want to be pushed. This is supposed to be a safe space. Theo says, don't show up as your representative. Yes, Risha. She was commenting on what Risha said. And Disciple Spencer says, you have to be careful with sharing your truth, because people will use it against you. And that's very true. On both sides, we have to be sure that we do not weaponize someone's truth. It's not being shared to be thrown back at us or to be belittling. Betrayal happens from the inside, and it's really hard to recover from. And when we weaponize someone's truth that they've shared with us, they've opened up in that vulnerability with us, you've now betrayed their trust. And that's something that's really hard to get back once it's broken, which is a perfect segue into this next question. But I do want, before we get to trust, because that was perfect segue, but I did want to say one thing about truth, though, on both sides. And this is really where this question came from, because there's a typical question in relationships that, women ask men and men struggle with telling the truth. And this is just, real deal. You're getting ready to go out, or you're just going to work or whatever, and the woman's getting dressed. And, ladies, some days we're feeling a little, off. Things ain't fitting right how they should. We're not feeling our best selves, So you're like, does this dress make me look fat? Does these pants, are they too tight? See, look, Mr. Grateful, his hands already in his head. This is the real deal. Rock them, put his head down. Right? This is not a trick question. It's not a trick question. It's not. We talking truth here, right? We're talking truth.
Still a trick question.
It feels like a trick question because you know that there's no right way to answer the question.
Oh no, it's the right way. The truth.
But what truth do you tell them? Is this the truth? That is it safe? Is this a safe space for me to tell you the truth? Do I let you go out not having told you the truth? And then your sister girl tells you, sis, you got on the wrong outfit today. That's not really hitting. And then you're like, but I asked my husband before I left and he told me I look fine. Now I'm out here looking crazy. And then women, why do we do that? Why? Sis, if you got to ask, does this make me look fat? Or does it make, it is not, I'm not, okay, I said I was being toxic this year. Can I just be truthful? Can I just say the heart? It is not the dress that makes you look fat. Sometimes we just have extra fluff. The fluff just doesn't fit into everything all the time. So that is the day. Don't put that man in that position. Don't back him to the wall and make him to the wall. I'm not saying that.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, but I'm saying, but some men, well, no, baby, it's when y'all start right with the stuttering or the struggling of the sentence. Am I right? Somebody help me,
No,
Mr. What?
You started, Mr. Grateful?
Y'all can leave me out of this one.
But it goes back to what Rock said earlier, right? Don't ask a question that you really don't want the answer to.
Right.
So if you don't want to really know if it fits, all right, just walk out the door.
You'll find out. You will find out. That's right, Disciple Spencer. Fluffy Nation on deck. Get you some Fluffy Nation gear, all right, for them days that you feel a little extra fluff, all right? I'm just saying, we just talk about it.
Don't ask no questions you ain't prepared for.
But I feel like if you have to ask,
it's a
you
tough
already
question
know.
because there really
me.
is no right answer.
Right.
No, not for y'all, but as a woman,
It's the right answer.
If I put something on, and I'm like, because I bought it, I've worn it before. This is not a new outfit. I know how I like to look in it. Then it's not even a question of if I look fat. It's now I'm uncomfortable in the skin I'm in. So I think to properly address the question, to answer the question, you have to address the issue. We're saying, do I look fat? But the thing is, I feel uncomfortable in this. So I would be, if I was a man, responsible, baby. Well, I mean, I like how you look. You look good to me. But if you feel uncomfortable, by all means, change. Because it's about what you can carry. I can say, I've had some girlfriends put on some stuff and they look fire. All night long, subconscious, trying to pull your skirt down, pulling and you're tugging, and so now you look unsure. The outfit is fine, but the way you are dealing with the outfit won't let you carry it. Your confidence won't let you carry the outfit. I know some big girls, some big. My cousin, Lord Jesus, I love her. She will put on the shortest shorts and the littlest bra, and you can't tell her nothing. And she gonna go and pull everybody in the club.
Carry on, sis. Carry on.
But she's confident. So the question then becomes not if I look fat. If it doesn't make you feel comfortable, if you don't feel your best, it doesn't matter what I think. By all means, change it, because I want you to always feel your best. So that's how I would, if I was a man, I would answer it like that. I'm just saying, but I'm not, so to each his own.
Okay. Come on. Come on.
He might do better than me.
Perfect answer.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's the perfect answer, but the truth is you didn't answer the question.
I did, because the question
it's a yes or no
is the
question.
fruit, but the root is the root of the problem is for us as a woman, we feel uncomfortable. We're asking because we don't like what we see, and we have to ask. So let me say this: if your wife or your significant other, every time she walks out the door, does not question you about what she has on, that particular outfit. So here's where the psychology comes in. That particular outfit at this particular time in her life, for whatever reason, is making her feel uncomfortable, but she's worn it before. So you address how she feels in the outfit and not how she looks.
So it's really not about the outfit. It's a time for therapy.
Right. Let me say this. It's always a time for therapy.
No, but I understand where Mr. Graves was coming from too, because it is a yes or no question. Risha is giving more of the resolve on the effects of the effects of the situation. Mr. Grateful is like, is black or white. I see you, Rock. All right. I want Mr. Grateful to give his answer, because all of this then leads into the point of trust. And the reason why I asked this particular question or put this particular scenario out there is because we have to learn how to speak and handle the hard truths in our relationships. If we can't do that with each other, then we are not going to make it outside in the world, because the person that you're with always wants you to be at your best. So we can't be so easily offended when we are asking them, because they are not attacking, they're assisting. So that's why I wanted to bring up this particular, question, and just straightway, because it's a hard truth. So we got to be ready to hear it. Go ahead, Mr. Grateful, and then Rock, and then we're gonna get into the trust factor.
You have that concern, so it's yes or no, and either yes is a bad answer, and no is a bad answer, right? So I kind of agree where you're saying the question is really not the question at hand, but it always feels like it's a setup. It always feels like that question, there is no right way to answer it, because however you look at it, you're not going to win. And from my personal experience, if I say it looks good, she's probably going to change her outfit anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, hold on. Before we get to Rock, wait a minute. Because somebody else just came in the room, and I'm so glad she's here, because that means I could fall back into moderator space. She is none other than my Kim, the amazing Anitra, aka the Ace Perspective. She is one of our ladies' room members. Come on in the building, my Kim. It's good to see you. How are you? How you doing?
I'm doing well. So, how are you guys doing? I'm so glad to be back. You know, life was life for a minute.
Right.
Had to grab hold of life before it grabbed hold of me, but I am glad to be back. I'm loving this conversation already. Okay.
All right, but we gonna get ready. We gonna get ready to get into it further because you and Mr. Grateful are gonna be up with the next question as soon as Anitra, not Anitra, Anae is saying, "Hey, Ace Perspective." Come on, y'all, like, subscribe, and share. We are talking about checkmate tonight, the things that happen in relationships, the situations, some of the stuff that happens that puts a block, that backs us into corners that we can't get out of, that make it impossible for us to win. We want to know tonight, are we really backed in the corners? Is it possible? Is the game really over when we're in a place of checkmate? Or are we willing to find a way to work around it and get ourselves backed out of these spaces so our relationships can thrive and breathe? Hold on one second. We got a comment from Mama Rosa. She said, this discussion. She said the discussion.
No, the dress can.
Oh, the dress. Oh, okay. I can see it. Go ahead, read it. Because I can't.
The dress can be nice, but doesn't have to look nice on the person wearing it. Bam, that's it. But y'all didn't call me. Okay, bro.
Now, I was getting ready to call you.
I know y'all wanted a woman to come up with it. I got it.
But I was calling you.
Okay.
I did. I said after Mr. Grateful, I did. But then I had to introduce Anitra to the platform. So come on, take your 60 seconds. Come on, you got it.
All right. So what Risha said is absolutely correct. However, I have to go with what Mr. Grateful said. The question wasn't answered. And why we can't ask what we want, what we're asking. Why if we go now, we start being mind readers, then that's going to be a whole nother thing. So now you're asking us to be mind readers. So now I'm going to tell you this though. In the beginning, now we've gotten to the point where when you ask a question, you get an answer, right?
Okay.
So the thing about now, of course, there's right way and wrong way of answering questions. You're not nasty, you're not harsh, and of course, I get all of that as well, right? But if you come and you ask me, do I look fat in this dress? I'm going to either say yes or no. That's the answer to the question. Because there's sometimes, like Mama said, there's some things that, there's sometimes I'm like, you can have a nice outfit. I've had nice suits on, and I thought I was looking good in the store and everything. I didn't have my tie, my shirt, my jacket, and I'm walking up and down the aisle, and then my wife come around the corner and say, you don't like this suit? No. I'm not offended or nothing. And I've done the same thing. She don't get offended. I'm like, oh, no. Not that one. Maybe a different color. Let's try a different color or something. So, but I guess it's just from each person's experience too. But you ask me a question, I'm going to answer your question.
Okay. All right. So what we're gathering from this point, and welcome into the room, Bishop Michael Claiborne is in here. That's my prophetic boss. He is also a relationship coach. He is no stranger here. He is a regular in this space. I should have probably brought him up here tonight, but he's going to tear up this whole platform, I'm pretty sure, because, if you've ever experienced the relationship coach side of him, he comes up with all the toxic stuff, he has it out. And I'm going to say it because he's not up here. I'm going to say it for him as I quote, with his fine self. Okay, that's his line, with his fine self. So, welcome to the room, Coach Claiborne. It's good to see you on tonight. All right, so when it comes to truth, everyone's perspectives and shares have been amazing, and I hope that it is helping someone out there, whether it be male or female, on both sides, that we consider these perspectives again. And I think one of the main things that kind of settled it all for me is don't ask a question that you don't want the answer to. And if you have to question, you already know. So let's not put let's not put our men in positions to lie. Let's just not do that. That's not. They want to love us. They don't want to lie. We know you're not gonna lie, Rock. We know you're not gonna lie. But that leads us to the next topic of trust. Because once you give me truth, I feel we absorb truth better from those we trust. That it's less of an offense if the truth is coming from someone that I trust, rather than coming from someone that I have question about what they say, their thoughts, their feelings, opinions, their backgrounds, all of that good stuff. So trust, by definition, is the belief in reliability or the ability of something or someone. Okay, so now let's talk about some trust. Now that we got to the truth. So, hold on, Vaughn, there we go. Oh, he's saying hello. So this is going to be for Mr. Grateful and for Anitra. Mr. Grateful, when it comes to trust, what is one key thing? And again, we know everybody, we're not speaking for all men in the world. We're not speaking for all women in the world, but we are hearing from men and women, their real perspectives, their real opinions and thoughts, because guess what? If we think it, somebody else out there thinks it as well. So for men, what is one of the key things that makes you trust a woman? What does a woman have to have or have to show you? What kind of environment does she have to provide in order for you to display trust?
Safety, right? I think trust is really all about safety, because there's something that you are protecting, whether it's your integrity, whether it's your feelings, whether it's your truth, or whatever it is. And you have to feel safe being able to present that truth. And the level of safety determines the level of truth and the level of accessibility, the level of whatever you get. So it's really not about what you say, how you say, but it's, can I trust you with it? Do I feel safe presenting this to you, and with the response or the reaction that I'm going to get from releasing whatever I'm about to release to you? So yes, I have to feel safe to trust you, because I think trust is all about protection. That's my 60 seconds.
Well, you get 2 minutes because it was your question.
All right, cool. Then we'll dig into it a little more. Right?
Dig it.
But I do believe that it all comes down to safety, right? So what I'm protecting is my personal. I'm protecting my heart. I'm protecting my integrity. People will say men don't have insecurity issues. Well, yes, they do, right? So in order for me to be able to trust and open up, I feel safe around my boys, because I've had experiences where we've shared things and it wasn't violated, right? And when you've been violated over and over again, it makes it hard to feel safe in certain environments. So you can love someone and still not feel safe, right? Let's go there, right? Where I like being around you, but I don't feel safe with certain truths, or I feel safe to a certain extent, and that extension of safety is how far I'll go with whatever I'll present to you. But there are certain things that will be kept in the dark, because no one wants to be violated in that manner. So yeah, I think in order to get trust, you have to show some type of safety.
Oh, that's good. That is good. Ladies, I hope y'all are taking notes. Thank you for that share, for real. Because we use safety is in such I feel like we are so desensitized by so many words, and we miss those marks because they're used so loosely all the time, and safety looks different for everyone. There's no one size fits all when it comes to safety. I love what you said, that you can love someone yet not feel safe. That right there. So ladies, keep that in mind. He may love you, but still not feel safe around you, or safe with you, safe with his thoughts and his feelings, safe with his ideas, and again, that's a position of checkmate, because how can you go further in a relationship with someone that you cannot help them build? and build their hopes or their dreams. So thank you for that. That was really good. That was really good. I hope y'all are taking notes, panel, because it's coming up. So now, Anitra, what we're doing, you have a minute to respond to Mr. Grateful's response to the question. Okay? And then I'm going to ask you a minute. So take your 60 seconds and respond. And welcome everybody to Thursday Night with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B, here on the Bravo with Sheila Network. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. It is the ladies' room versus the men's lounge. We are having a little Q&A session. We figured we'd do something a little different this week, have a little fun and mix it up. So tonight, I got my good fam and friends. We got Mr. Rockology. We got Lady Risha in the house. We got the Kingdom Builder, Mr. Grateful, in the place. We got the great coach and author, Lady Theo. We got Von the Invisible Man, Eric, and we have Anitra, the Ace Perspective, in the building. Come on, my kin. Give us your 1 minute response to what Mr. Grateful said concerning trust.
All right. So for me, even hearing that, safety or safe spaces have become such a buzzword for us, but I haven't heard how you get there. How do you make it safe? When you say a person, like, she has to make me feel safe, I have to be safe. How do I get to that as a woman? How do I get to that place? What are the steps that's going to get you to feel safe with me? There has to be some actions in here. I know there's levels to it, but I hear men say she has to make me feel safe, but not how. What am I doing that will make you feel safe? Because in the end, also, one of the things I think we always forget is that we're flawed and we are human, and humanity is going to slap each one of us in the face at one point in time. So how do I make a safe space for a person that I'm getting to know?
That's a good question. That's a good question. And I want you to hold that
finger up.
Hold on. We gonna get there. Don't forget, Rock. Write it down. Hold on, because we gotta get through this. All right. I don't want you to lose your thought. I don't want you to lose it. But I want to get through this here, and then we're gonna open it up for the panel, because that's a really good question. So don't forget. But after I ask Anitra her question and Mr. Grateful has a chance to respond, Rock, I'm coming right to you. So, Anitra, thank you for that. All right, because we got another section I wanna make sure we get to tonight. I want to make sure we get to it, because it's gonna be good. This is real good, y'all. Y'all are making my soul happy. So, Anitra, that's a good question, and I want the panel to think about that, because I want everybody to answer. I want the men to answer on that. How do you get to safety, to that safe space? As soon as Anitra and Mr. As soon as we finish this segment on trust, that's going to be a male panel question. So, Anitra, my question to you when it comes to trust for women, or maybe I should have asked this for the men. No, I'll do it this way. Do you think we as women trust too soon and trust too much?
I'm sorry. Look at Rock, like, for real. He's like,
now, not your question. Do you think, and again, we'll go around, but do you think we as women trust too much too soon?
You know what? I'm going to answer that like this. I think we can, depending on the level of attraction that we have to that person. I think that with the level of attraction can automatically comes an opening up for a woman, because that is something she's desiring, that she will open that door. We tend to miss we tend to miss markers. I don't want to say red flags, I don't want to say all the buzzwords, but we tend to miss markers that show there might be a lack of trust that is here, but we don't. It really depends on how much we desire that person initially. We tend to overlook a lot of stuff when we want it bad. When we want what we want, we will look over that he kissed his cousin, and that wasn't his cousin, because who kisses their cousin in the mouth like that? But we will overlook it because we want what we want. So I feel like in certain situations, not all, because sometimes we can really be skeptical, and then it can be what we just came out of. So if we came out of something hurtful, it's all the position of life where the woman is. If we came out of something hurtful, it don't matter what that man is doing. Trust is normally going to be withheld. But if we want it like we want it, oh, that door for women is like parting the Red Sea.
I love it.
We in too deep early, and it is early. We don't take time to get to know them. I take this from Bishop Greg Davis. We don't take time to get the data and to read and process the data. We don't take the time for that. We are butterflies, and I know that's your thing, Lady Dawn. We butterflies, sequence, and sunshine.
All my things.
He may check off the boxes initially. So we just open that door and we go right in. We part that Red Sea. That's what I say. That's my 60 seconds. I'm sticking with it.
Okay. Now let's be clear on the rules here. We have 2 minutes to answer.
Okay.
No, but you good. Just so we know, you have 2 minutes when you're asked the question. You have 2 minutes to answer the question and 1 minute to respond to the person's response. So just like you did. So no, but that was good. I love that, and she hit it on, y'all. And again, it's not for everybody, but let the truth, the hard truth, if it's for you, okay, just take it, just pick it up, just say, you ain't gotta say ouch. You don't have to say nothing. Just take it. Just woosah, deep breaths, and just roll with it. Just pick up the truth off the floor, ladies. Pick up the truth off the floor. Because we do that. We do that. We all have done that, and that's how we end up in these cycles. But I ain't gonna go there because it ain't my turn. I'm gonna wait for my turn. All right, so come on, Mr. Grateful. Give us your 60-second response to Anitra's reply to the question of do women trust too soon? Too much too soon?
I thought I was replying to the first one because I was ready to get back to the, and how can we build that safe space? Like,
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So hold that answer.
Hold that answer.
Yeah, hold that.
It's hard for me to say. Do you trust too soon? I think based on her answer, I would say men are the exact opposite of what you said. Trust is something that has to be built. Trust has nothing to do with feelings. Trust has nothing to do with what I think about you or how much I'm into you. It's really about experiences. Right, and it's experience upon experience that develops trust. So someone could be deeply in love with you and not trust you, right? And I think with men, it's separated because for us, trust is more logical opposed to it being emotional. And it sounds like what you're saying is your trust is really tied to the emotion. So if emotionally I want it, then I'm going to attach my trust to it. While with men, I think it's more if emotionally I want it, then I'll see if I can have it. But I'm not necessarily going to provide that trust until you can show me that it's deserved.
Sir, I think he's taking mom's place tonight because he already done told us you can love someone and not feel safe. Now he's coming about trust is about experience. I could trust you and not love you. I could love you and not trust you. But they're good clarifying statements. It's good clarifying statements. Ladies, lean in, and I hope that you're paying attention to, you're hearing it from the men themselves. And it's not every man. Again, we are not one voice, one sound.
No, not you. I'm talking to Risha.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not one voice, one sound. We are all hearing, but it's important because you don't know what kind of man you will run into in your life. And when you find that man or that man finds you that you think is the most amazing man in your life, he is the most incredible everything. Yep, he makes you feel, y'all know I love butterflies and glitter and this, sparkly things, and just makes my heart bubble over and feel like, he's the closest thing to God that I can get here on earth. I'm going to start to, because, I'm about to take myself somewhere else. I'm bring myself right back. Okay, we're going to keep talking about that. But, but you don't understand. I see you, Reach. I'm back, sis. I'm back. But with that man that makes you feel like that come some other thing. And we have to know how to handle that, because otherwise you will cancel him out. Because when you meet up with the issues or with his baggage or with his struggles, you won't know how to handle it, because we have already created this, as Rock said, a preconceived notion that this man is, perfect and has no problems. So the only issues that have to be dealt with. But the truth of the matter is, like you said, you can love someone and still not feel safe. And he said, trust is about experiences. If we haven't had enough experiences with a person, we cannot expect them to trust us but so much. It is built and it is earned. And we as women, one thing I can say I've been guilty of is not allowing men to really earn that, to really put in the work to earn it. And sometimes we as women, and turning the tables around, sometimes we are expecting a whole lot from the man, and we have not yet put in that time and experience to earn that kind of place for him to consider us to do the things that we're asking him to do. So trust has to be, that belief in reliability can only be there when we have been experiencing situations that will show how reliable we are to one another. I want to read some comments, and then I'm going to get to Rock, because I know he is over there boiling, and then I want everyone to answer the question, and after Rock, I'm going to Mr. Grateful about how do you get, we're going to do the men, so how do you get to that safe, how do you get to safety? What does that look like? Disciple Spencer says, this is why I love this platform, because I can hear from the ladies and the gentlemen. Thank you so much, sis. I'm so glad you are here. This is why we do what we do, because we need to have a full conversation. A lot of times women, we are talking to other women, bitter women breed bitter women, healed women breed healed women. And there has to be something, and same thing with men. If we're only talking to ourselves, misery loves company sometimes, but we got to get into a space where we are hearing from people who are in different positions, who have actually walked this thing out, so that we can see how it's done, so that we can. Coach Claiborne says his lap is her safe place, and that is actually the name of a book that he wrote that is amazing. I encourage everyone to go get it. His Lap, Her Safe Place by Michael Claiborne. I've read it a few times. I'm getting ready to read it again. It is one of his many books that he wrote that is really, really a good read. Anitra says, why does trust have to be earned? I'm asking for a friend.
Oh my goodness.
Well, okay, we gonna get to that too.
Jesus.
And Disciple Suspensors, I was getting ready to say that, Mike. I think trust has to be earned. I think with going into any relationship, or any ship, friendship, whatever the ship is, automatically you start out with a level of trust. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in your space. They wouldn't be your friend. They wouldn't be your interest. You're trusting them. For me, because the way my mind works is, yeah, there's a level of trust here, but what am I trusting you for? How much can I trust you right now? So my trust comes with a cap until you earn more. I have to see where we're at. I can't trust you with my car if I can't even trust you to ride the bike. I can't trust you with that. And I need to see how well you handle the bike before I even let you, get to my car. So before I can really give you my whole heart, I need to see, how do you manage my feelings on a day when I'm not really feeling my best? Can I trust you when I'm not in a good mood to help me, or to be patient with me, to be kind? Can I trust you to ask me how was my day and not brush it off, and vice versa? Can you trust me on the day when you're having a bad day? How am I showing up? So in these situations, again, that speaks to the experiences that, Mr. Grateful was talking about, shows us how much we can trust a person and to what degree. That's why we end up compartmentalizing people, because we know, oh, I can only put them, and they only have this much capacity, so that's how I, in my interpretation, Risha said, I am the friend. Thank you for
we already
tonight. So, but that's one perspective. I'm glad we're opening up this conversation. I'm gonna go around, and we're gonna touch on this because I know we're gonna go around because he's about to bust. To go give him his 2 minutes.
Dying. Rock is dying.
He's dying, right? We're gonna let him have. I might have to let him have 3 because he's been over. He got a lot happening. And then we're going to go to Mr. Grateful because Mr. Grateful said he is ready to answer the question of how do you get to safety, to that space? And that's something that I want to hear and know. So come on, Rock. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Come on.
I got 2 things to say. Okay. How you get into the space of trust, the person has to show that they're not intentionally causing harm to you and that they respect your boundaries. If they're respecting your boundaries, then that's where the trust begins to grow, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And they have to be in a position where you don't believe whatever is done, whether it's an accident or whatever, that they're not doing it intentionally to cause harm to you.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I've been saying this for years and years and years. In my humble opinion, I believe women give out way too much, way too fast. That's my humble opinion. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're making yourself vulnerable and the other person has not even begun to make themselves vulnerable. And what happens is you're feeding them information to throw back at you, and you're stuck. Because even if you're on that mindset as they are, you have nothing to throw back at them. So you have to protect yourself, and sometimes you have to feed your life experience and who you are like you're feeding a baby. Okay, I tell them this, I tell her this, let's see where this goes. Okay, then I tell a little bit more. Now, if something happens, they're like, well, that's why your mama left you anyway. You can't trust them with nothing else.
Good God.
You can't trust them with nothing else. Sometimes you have to give them something and see what they do with it.
Those are fighting words. Those are fighting words.
Them the only 2 things I had to say. Because you gotta understand, men and women, they come into a relationship broken. They do. We come into broken. And broken, when you're broken, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable.
I can agree. We all come in with breaks. We all do come in with breaks. I see you, Risha. Let me get to Mr. Grateful and then to Vaughn also. I want them to answer this question since it was brought up because Anisha made that good point. How do you get to safety? That was good, Rock. That was really good. Respecting boundaries. Come on, Mr. G. Let it out, sir.
Oh, man. So many different questions to answer. One of the things that I say to some of my friends, never get fully locked in until you've had the worst possible argument, right? I need to see you at your worst. Mm-hmm. I need to see you at your worst to see what you're going to throw at me. What are the tools that you're going to use? How bad is it going to be when because everything is great when things are good and peachy and cream and you're ready to give out everything. But when things get really bad, what are you going to pull from under the kitchen sink to throw at me? And until I can see that, it's hard for me to give you the ammunition that you're just going to turn around and attack me with. And if you've already had these experiences a couple times, you're going to be guarded until you can see someone at their worst, at the time when they're most emotional, at the time when they're most upset, right? Because that's the time when you're being attacked. And the last thing you want to be is attacked with the tools and the weapons that you provided, right? And then on another side of it, I believe women, and I could be wrong because I haven't figured it out, but my opinion, right? Women are easy. Women deal with disappointment better than men do. Women deal with heartbreak better than men do, right? You guys have support groups. You call each other. You got red wine. You got ice cream. We don't have any of
Paint
that,
and sip,
right?
They got all that.
Yeah, paint
Right? You guys have so many support systems, right? Usually with a man, when he gets to that place, it's prison, right? It's literally from heartbreak to prison, and we have to protect that. We have to protect that. That's my minute.
No, that's
I like
good.
that. I like
That
that.
was good.
That was good.
I'm team red wine and ice cream. Yeah. So I'm just
Yeah, we
saying,
know.
don't hate my coping mechanism. Don't hate on it. Don't hate on it. I don't deal with disappointment well. I'll be the first one to tell you. I flip to the other side. I'll be having to govern myself. I'm just saying. This is why we do red wine and ice cream. Come on, Vaughn, Eric. How do we get to safety, as Anitra was asking?
Man, well, I'm gonna let each Miss Epps go, but because the brother Rock and brother Grateful, they hit it right on, and what they said is it was nice, it was on point. Only thing I can say is just patience and be aware of the man that you are with, because some men are the same and some men are different. So just have patience and understand the person that you're with. But other than that, what those two brothers said was right on.
Okay, ladies, y'all hearing it from the men themselves. Vaughn,
Lisa has something to say too.
I know. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Von Erich said patience and understanding. I just, want to kind of pause in between sometimes because we have to, listen and take it in, ladies, because my theme with the men's lounge is always something happens when men speak. That's my hashtag for the men's lounge all the time. If something happens when men speak. It's one thing when we as women are saying it and talking to each other from our spaces, but we've never walked a day, an hour, a moment in the shoes of a man. We cannot possibly understand how you navigate your emotions and how you process and identify. So it is so important to hear this from the men. And again, it's not one voice, one sound. No, one answer is right or wrong. It's, everything is custom made to you and your situation, but definitely wanted to hear from the men when it comes to how do you get to safety? Because we as women, we could say what we think about how we get to safety for a man, and it could be completely wrong to what men are really looking for or deem as safe. So that's why I wanted to hear from the men first. Come on, Risha. Thank you, gentlemen. Come on and share. Disciple Spencer says, yes, we do. Share and trust. Share and trust too fast. Yes, we do. Share and trust too fast, knowing the person without knowing the person. And that's true, we do, because like we said before, I forgot who said it. I think it was Anitra. We get caught up on that emotional side so fast because our emotions are overwhelming us that we just rush into that, and we lead into that instead of harnessing we let our emotions control us instead of controlling our emotions.
That's it. So
we gotta learn how to pull them back, right, and let them drip out of the faucet, not run out like a flood,
not run like a waterfall.
Because listen, you gave everything you had within the first 3 weeks, and then you ain't got no love left,
and then you devastated in the next 3 weeks.
Right.
I was like, you told them what? Oh my God. No, you didn't.
Right. Leave some mystery, y'all. Let them question for a second. Come on, Risha. What did you want to share before we get to the next? Because it's almost the bewitching hour. Come on, Risha.
I absolutely agree with the fact that we do trust quickly. But I also believe that trust is given and not earned. If I give it to you, you should not break my trust like you wouldn't want me to break your trust. So that is the work of the relationship. So when you show up and you present me a thing that I like, and for me, I'm gonna be transparent. You 6'4". I ain't asking no questions. I'm smiling. Let's go. But I'm just saying. So that Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't start. Don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The first
We
attraction
didn't get
is
to the sex
always,
part yet. Come on, y'all.
the
I'm
first
sister-
attraction is
I'm sister-
always physical attraction. I don't know anything about your mind or your intellect. So when I start a conversation with you, I am not starting a conversation with you or having a conversation with you on the basis of thinking that everything you're telling me is a lie. So I believe what you say and I respond in kind. And that's how I have to have my walls down to have communication with you. So that's where the trust is given. Now, do I believe it should be incremental? Absolutely. I think there are stages to anything. You don't start school at 5 and go from first grade to the 12th grade without going through the different levels. Now, how fast you you move through those levels is up to those people, but there are still levels that we have to go through. But it starts with me being who I am in the beginning and me being able to trust that what I see is real. You didn't show up as a representative or a facade. It is you. And so when I put my trust in you, my hope is that you don't break it. The other flip side of that is because we are emotional beings. I think it is imperative for everybody to have a sounding board, somebody you can call who can slow you down and, if need be, speed you up. Because anytime we make decisions out of emotions, if we're too happy, we ignore all of the things that say, slow down, that don't look good, don't make that right turn. And if we are sad, everything is a don't go, is a stop for us. So when we are in any emotion, we need to have people around us that can bring us back to center so we can have balance so that we can move forward and make better decisions about our lives, because our whole life is encompassed by the relationships that we make.
That is true. That is true. That's a good share, sis. You said a mouthful there.
She's healed. She's healed. She's speaking from a healed place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Theo, do you want to add anything before we move on?
I was gonna say, I think everybody they killed it, right? They said everything. But for me, and you know my journey, for my personal journey, right? My healing journey, for me, I had to learn how to trust myself, right? First, right? So I think that's important as well, right? Because for me, I had to learn to trust myself, trust my instincts, trust my gut, trust, right? Before I could even begin to, think about how I'm gonna be vulnerable again. But that's because I did the work. So I think also part of it is because, like you said, we all enter situations broken, but you also have to take that time to heal. Right. And I think when you heal and you do the work and you go through that process, I had to go on the journey of learning about who I was before I could even consider, right, what was going to be next for me in any relationship.
Right. You have to repair that relationship with you, definitely, or else you're not going to trust anyone. They could be doing everything right and you're still going to believe on them. So this is good, y'all. This panel is listen, ain't nothing better than this group of people right up here right now. I'm just saying, I hope y'all are enjoying this conversation and you are going and growing from it, because the men are giving us some good gems and the ladies are giving us some good jewels, and all together we are all coming out rich at the end of this, and we're going to be able to show up better in spaces, not just for ourselves, but for the people that we are in touch with. So y'all know here on Thursday nights, it seems that no matter what we talking about, 8:30 is like the hour where, it goes left. It just goes, it doesn't make a difference. We could be talking about basket weaving and something happens, the whole conversation goes left. So it is that hour. So I'm going to be the fire starter tonight. All right. So next up for this next question, we got Lady Risha and Vaughn the Invisible Man, Eric. Lord Jesus, help us. Now, these two, we I have to straighten my jacket on this one. I got to sit up, because this is going to be good. This right here is going to be good. Pastor Michael Brown says, When people tell you who they are, believe them. They tell you with their actions, not just their mouths. That is true. That is very true. Who said it? Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. And you should. You should absolutely believe them. And do not try to create a narrative or paint a picture of them to suit what you want. Because that's what happens a lot of times. If I'm telling you I'm not ready, then I'm not ready. And there's nothing that you could do or say. There's no amount of coaxing or any of that that's going to make me be ready. If I tell you this is how I'm not a morning person, I don't care how many muffins you make, how much coffee you're brewing, how much bacon you make it. None of that is going to make me if I'm not a morning person, right? If I'm 11 o'clock, then because if you get me, if you force me, I can't do it. But I'm just saying, you know. If you force me up at that time, guess what? You are not going to get the best version of me, and you're not going to like the version of me that you get because you're taking me out of my element that I'm telling you this is how I am. Now, if you catch me at 11 o'clock, I'll be the biggest person. Right. And we have to believe each other. And it's not that you cannot make exceptions. It's not that you cannot make accommodations, because we know that we have to leave room for compromise and to meet each other at certain points. But don't try to make a person something that they're not. If especially a self-aware person, I'm telling you truthfully, you know, who I am. And I want you to trust this truth that I'm telling you. And sometimes it's not easy for us to tell someone our truth. And I usually start with the things about me that are not so pleasant. Like, you know, this is not, never mind the sparkle and the butterflies, you know, because there's another side. Like I'm a little moody, you know, when my temper is up, and it's really just don't talk to me, because let me bring it down on my own, you know. Those things that you may not think, and don't say, oh no, she's not really like, no, I'm telling you, that's how I am. And we have to believe each other, you know. So that's a really good point, Pastor Michael. Thank you for sharing that. So at 8:30 at this hour, we're gonna flip it a little bit. Disciple knows, she knows. See, she said it gets really, really real after 8:30. All right, because this is grown folk conversation now, okay? So just be ready for the grown folk conversation. Get ready for it. That's it. See, Mr. Grateful straightening.
Risha already started with the 6'4", so she led into it.
Right. She started early. She jumped the gun.
She went ahead and put her bend in it. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Watch your voice. Watch your voice. Because she'll be on a rescue mission. She already is on a recon mission for me today. All right. So we don't need her to go on another one later on. Okay. Thank you for keeping me accountable, sis. Thank you for keeping me accountable. So right now we're going to get into the topic of sex. Because sex is another checkmate moment that that can get in the way in relationships, that prevents us from moving forward. Why? Because we are not truthful, we are not open, we are not honest in our communications, and we are just going off of these perceptions or, you know, misconceptions that we've learned and picked up throughout time. So let me see. I don't even really want to ease into it, kind of. Vaughn, you did?
Oh,
okay.
It's already laughing.
So we just go ahead. So we know we've heard this 1,000,001 times. So I'm gonna put it out there this way, because this is the perception, and again, we are all just sharing. Okay, and on this question, guys, you can answer if you want to when it's time, or you don't have to. It's up to you. It's your personal. Don't worry, we ain't getting in depth in, you know, in your personal business. But the notion is out there that all men want is sex. We've heard this 1,000,001 times. That's the primary thing that a man wants. Vaughn, I'm gonna leave this in your hands to give you your 2 minutes to answer this question. Is sex really the primary thing that a man wants in a relationship? Take it away, sir.
And I pass it to Rock.
Oh my.
Rock wanted to answer everything else, right?
Answer the question. Answer the question, Eric.
In time, they will chime in.
Listen, Rock is ready.
Tag. I thought we was playing tag. We could,
And this is
You got to get in the ring first. You got to get in the ring first.
Hold on. This is not one voice, one sound. This is not end all be all. We are not speaking for everyone. We are sharing. We are sharing from our experiences. We all have, everybody has friends. So we with our boys and we with our girls. We have all lived long enough at this big age. We all already know, so we don't have to, go beat around the bush. But I think it's important for women that you hear from men, and not all men, but some. But Vaughn is going to represent right now. Is sex the most important thing that a man wants?
It depends on the man. It depends on the man, the way he's at in his life.
We understand it depends on the man.
Okay. But me personally, no. Not at where I'm at now. No. I'm not led by lust, so I don't look for to be with a woman in a sexual way. That's it. But I do know the day will come, but I have to be comfortable with the woman. I have to sit down, talk, and have a conversation. But to the question, not all men, some men, yes. And like with Anitra, when she brought up how women overlook things, a man sees that, and he knows that, and some men will take advantage of that because they know where you at, and then after they get it, they know, oh man, she still look at me in that way. I can go out in the field and keep on with my sexual intent. So it depends on the man and where they are. Some men may have it that, I'm not looking to, at the first point when I first meet, but then as time go on, they the way she talking, the only thing she good one or a couple nights, that's it. So it depends on the man. You have to analyze and see what man that you're with and ask the proper questions. And don't just ask one question, but ask questions repetitively throughout the week or throughout the month. Because some people, it's like an interview. You want to put up your best person of you. So, but if a man is lustfully led and that's all he want, it will show. But not all men, it's not like that.
Okay. Ladies, you are hearing it here because I think it's really important. And I know that we bring this up, regularly, but I think it's important that women hear it as much as we have heard all men want is sex. All men want is sex. We have to have a different sensory memory. So when you are hearing it from men, because we get into that, all men all want is sex. No, here's a man talking about that is not the only thing that I want. It's not even the primary thing that I want. There's a difference between, and I think we confuse sex and attraction, quite often. Because I'm approaching you, or you can, and correct me if I'm wrong, Vaughn, I'm approaching you because I'm attracted to you, yes, but that does not necessarily mean that my primary goal with you is sex right now. Like, it's not the first thing I'm thinking about.
No, that's not, that's true. That's not my primary goal. But, it was at one time. I used to use the sequel tactics to get what I want. So, there's men out there that do that. They're cunning. Very cunning, use their words very well. They see a woman, understand, okay, how far I'm gonna get with her. Is it going to be this week, next week, or next month? It's a lot of men out there that know that, who is lustfully led, and that's all they want. So it goes both ways though. But from a man point of view, I used to be in that. Used very cunning words, know who I was with, because I learned from women. So I know the vulnerable women that was vulnerable, and I knew women that wasn't vulnerable. So I took a point and took advantage of that to get to my worldly agenda.
Well, all right. Thank God you're reformed now. You're reformed.
Yes, I am.
All right. We thank you. We thank you for your share. All right, ladies. I hope you've taken note that there are some men out here that it's not their primary, even though they're attracted. So later, Arisha, I'm gonna hop over to you now. I'm hopping over to you. Lord Jesus, help us. Okay. Now my question to you. Well, first you have 1 minute to reply to Vaughn's response. So take your 60 seconds and reply to his particular response, and then I'm gonna ask you your question.
I absolutely agree with what he says. I feel like it depends on who you meet and when you meet them. There are some people in their lives that are not looking for anything serious for whatever reason. But I believe those things have to be determined, because in the beginning, if that's all you want and that's all I want, if we friends with benefits, so to speak, and it is what it is. We go back to being truthful about it, though. Tell me what you want and give me the option to indulge, because who knows? I just might want to.
That's real. That's real. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm gonna let that rest. I'm gonna let it breathe. Right there. Thank you for that. Now, Risha, your question is: are women? Okay. No, I'm not even gonna put it that way. Well, maybe I would. Maybe a little twofold.
Come on.
Are women as honest about wanting sex as men are? And why or why not?
Absolutely not. But do we want it as much as they do, or sometimes more? Absolutely yes. It is a societal thing. It is okay for men to move. When you think about the history, the histology of a thing, it has been okay for men to do those things. And for women, it was taboo. You didn't look good, blah, blah, blah. And so there is a stigma around that. But if you're privy to the girl conversation, and let me just have a real transparent moment. Lord Jesus, help me.
2 minutes now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe it's true. I've dated people and conversations were good. And I'm gonna say this: all of the guys I've dated have been really, really phenomenal. There was one guy I dated, showed up at my house. He had just came from church in his suit, and I couldn't talk to the brother because I wanted to jump his bones. That was the first time I had saw him in person. We had been talking, but I was like, oh Lord, if I move, I'm going to attack this man. And because he just came from church, I'm going to hell. That was my mind. So much so it made him uncomfortable. And he said, I had to leave your house because I realized I was making you uncomfortable. But it wasn't him per se doing something. It was my So all I'm saying is it's real. We just do it differently. I'm going to call my girlfriend and be like, look, we're going out. I'm going to need you to come with me so you can keep me safe. We have safety nets. We have barriers in place that will keep us from entering in. It doesn't mean that we don't want to.
I do, but that right there,
I love you, Risha.
Yeah, that was.
Come on, Vaughn, with your 1 minute reply to her response, and then we go open it up.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see that and what she said. And throughout my life, well, I was a cable guy, and cable guy goes in many houses, and many cable guys.
I was getting ready to say, hold on. What
a cable guy.
So I was a cable guy, and many experienced reaction what Rashida just said. It's women out there that want it just as much as men. And many cable guys, if you ever been around, they have experienced, walked in the house and walked out, even that the corporation had to send a memo because it's women out there. What she said, like she seen the way she seen and the way he looked, she just wanted to, and there's women out there that's like that. And some of them can't express it openly, but they express it not directly, but they do it indirectly. They may say certain things and actions that they do. If a man is understanding of a woman, can pick up on it, and most women do it indirectly. They don't do it directly. But like she was saying about the culture and things like that, it's different now. These, it's different culture now. They straight up would tell you, you know what, I'm ready to take you right home.
Well, that's the young people and then the super cougars out there, Right.
Right.
But I think that this was an important question
Super cougars.
to bring up. And I'm going to open it up to the entire panel to share their thoughts on this if they so choose to, because again, it's really about communication and conversation. And this is a real point in relationships that we don't talk about. A lot of women will a lot of women will be real prudish about it, acting like, oh no, I don't want that, not at all, and I don't want to get out of here, but truth be told, you push off the one that you are not attracted to. But if the man that you're attracted to approaches you and says, girl, I like the way that dress is laying on that body, we are blushing, we are smiling, thank you, flipping of the hair, come on with it, let's be real. We get that real super ride, that real super soft voice, with the blink of the eyes. But let the brother who we are not attracted to tell us that he likes the way that we're just, sir, do I look like you should be talking to me? Right? This is what we do. This is how we act. And it's a matter of being truthful and being open and understanding that it's okay. We are human beings, women. It's okay. And when we repress ourselves in this way, it trickles over into your relationship when you do lock in with someone. And this is not for everyone, but there are some women who struggle with intimacy and things of this nature when it comes to sex, because we have been so repressed that we have these thoughts in our mind that I can't do that. Even in the confines of marriage, in the freedom of your bedroom, with the one that you locked in. When I was married, and I'm just gonna be honest, when I was married, because it's after 8:30, right? Okay, so when I was married, it was no hold barred. If it's me and you for life, if this is gonna be the last that I ever have, we go whatever. When I was married, in marriage, you do what you do, and let it be okay. But there's also a side of us as women, because we have been told that good girls don't do that. So a lot of us are guilted into not even tapping into the sexual side of us. So we don't even know how to express it to you as men, and we don't know how to receive your expressions of sexual interest to us. We don't know what to do with it. And that's honest. And it's not all, but there are some. So we have to be really Claiborne, I'm reformed. I'm divorced and I'm reformed. See what I'm saying? When I get married again, it's a different story. I don't know. Well, I'm older now, so I don't know. But I'm just saying, listen, y'all know I'll be truthful. I tell my business. I don't care. It is what it is. That's right, Risha. Jump. Get.
She said jump.
The old song. It's important to have.
It's your job. It's your job.
But it's important to have this conversation and in this aspect, because again, this is one of the things that put us in a checkmate position in relationships, that it doesn't allow us to move forward and bond with each other intimately in the bedroom, because we are still stuck on being 5 or 7 or 12 or that puberty stage, and our mother or our father telling us good girls don't do that. But I'm 45 now. Well, I'm 55. But you know what I'm saying? But you're grown now. Mm-hmm. And maybe at age, right. And at that age, it was not. But now you don't even know how to get in touch with yourself. Yeah. And so we're thinking that we take it so offensively when a man is expressing his interest. So I want to open it up to the panel for those who want to share. Who wants to go for? Everybody take your minute. Anybody particular want to go first? Okay. Theo, wait, hold on. Let me let Theo go first. Then Rock. Then Anitra. Mr. Grateful ain't said nothing, so I'm gonna leave. Like I said, you don't have to. You don't have to tell your personal business. You don't have to share if you don't want to. But it's just a point in conversation when it comes to the relationship. These are things that can block us from moving forward. So come on, Theo. These next 60 seconds are yours. Go for it.
So I was gonna say, I agree with Risha, everybody. For me, definitely, I will tell you, I've been, especially when I was married, right? I'm like you. It was on and popping. Right, when I was locked in. And I do agree that women are just as passionate. I'm going to speak for myself. I am just as passionate and enjoy being intimate with someone, right? But I do think there is like when Vaughn was talking, right? There's a difference between a man's mentality and a boy's mentality. And it's the same thing for a woman. It's the difference between a woman's mentality and a girl's mentality. So although I'm very passionate and I do enjoy intimacy, as I've gotten older, I have more self-control, right? And so I'm going to approach it differently. It doesn't mean that I still don't enjoy the act. I'm just going to be smarter about it and approach it differently. But yeah, I do think society definitely, makes us pretend that we don't like it as much as men, but we do. I'm speaking for myself. I do.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there are a lot more women who do as well. And we just won't admit it. We haven't come comfortable or hit that crossroad. Come on, Rock, take your 60 seconds and share with us on this here. I see you, big bro.
Well, when you talk about men only want sex, you have to look at it. Are you talking to a man, or are you talking to a boy trapped in a man's body? Right? Men, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, what attracts me is everything that we discussed prior to the sex. Loyalty and trust and all that is important, because the thing about it is because if you're not all together in the bedroom, you need some trust too, because that can get out just like anything else can get out. Right? So, you got to have that trust there. You can have boys trapped in men's body, you got girls trapped in women's body. So we say men and women, but we're really talking about people that's emotionally immature or emotionally unintelligent, because they're not to that part. Mm-hmm. They're still back at 13, 14, 15 years old. When we're hitting puberty stage. Mm-hmm. Right? So, and then when it talks about, and then you got to also talk about women. It's like, if sometimes, and some women or females or girls trapped in women's bodies, that's what they present. They present themselves physically. They throw themselves. They're taunting themselves, whether it's the way they're dressing, whether it's the way they're doing, whether it's the way they're moving. So they're presenting themselves that way. So, you have to look at it from that perspective as well.
Well, that's good. That's good. And that's a really good point. We do have to be mindful of how we're presenting, because I'm a firm believer that the bait that you use to fish with is the bait that you have to use to continue, is the same food you have to feed in order for it to grow. So whatever you use, that's what you better keep using if you plan on keeping them, because that's what you use to attract them to begin with. Let's see. Risha said, if you can do my mind, the rest will follow. Listen, it is a mental thing. Amen and amen. It is what it is. It is what it is. See, but I think a lot of men, because we're not honest about that, that mental stimulation makes a world of difference to a woman. Before you can touch my body, I need you to stimulate my mind, but we will not admit that. I need you to get me to a place. Women are like crack pots, where men are more like microwaves. Some. And I'm saying, when it comes to that stimulation part, and it's not, you don't have to. Now, I'm not. No. I'm saying it in the. I'm not talking about. Lord Jesus. I'm not talking about in the act thereof. I'm not in the act thereof. I'm talking about.
This is about to get real. I'm about to call the fucking witness. I'm like, baby, she said we microwave.
Rob came all the way alive.
No, this is grateful. We about to go all the way. We about to open all the way up.
You said it was a flesh, bro.
I think it's for hey, let's
go. Von Eric.
Hold on, peace be still. I was not referring to actor of. I don't want to know that much about antibody. What I'm saying is the stimulation part of things.
That told me up, Mr. No, bro, that told me up a little bit.
Oh, man, he can't. He was coming. You was coming out the gate. Relax. That's not.
I'm just gonna read some comments. I'm just gonna read this comment. I can't even read the comment.
Jeez.
Okay, teach me how to love truly applies to the bedroom and intimacy. Okay. And Michael Claymore says women want it just as much. And that is true. That is true. Oh my God, I can't handle. Pastor Brown says, not all men, but I can't even, I'm so messed up.
Not all men, but accomplishment, achievement, a form of worship, and sometimes power.
Is what a man wants.
Is what a man wants. Sex is one of the ways he gets it.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna regroup myself because you know.
Wow.
You did it, sis. You did.
He was calling.
I got
the
microwave.
And then Mr. Grateful. Is he calling in help? Is he phoning him? Is that what's happening?
He's calling the witness to the stand. Like,
I was not asking what goes on the other side of the door. I was referring to the point of stimulation.
Yeah, because they took all of that personal.
Yeah. Women, we are more. We do need some mental stimulation. Because it takes us a moment. It starts in the mind for us, a lot of us. And I don't think that a lot of us are aware. Some of us are not self-aware to know, and that's so in that phrase, talk to me nice, talk, okay. It can change everything. So I have completely lost my place now.
Tell me what to
Where were we at? Right. If you could tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, can't tell me what to do. So come on, Anitra. Wait, Theo gave her. Theo, you get because I'm Theo. You didn't give yours yet.
I went already.
Okay, so Theo went rock with because he totally took me out just now. I promise you. Yeah. All right, come on, Anitra. Get your 60 seconds in. On this.
Let me get my microwave part in.
Oh, my God. There is no other place I'd rather be on Thursday.
Come on, sis.
So here's my take on women wanting it more than men. I mean, we have to first realize that we were created for that. Like, right, relationship, intimacy is something we were created for. It's a natural occurrence for us to desire one another, to desire the opposite. That's a natural thing. It's just like when people are like, oh, no offense to everybody's married because I was married before too. But I'm married. I don't see nobody else. That you do. You see them. Okay, we see each other. But as far as wanting it, I think that you're right when it says that we're almost taught as women to suppress that. And then when you get into a relationship, you get into a marriage. Now you don't know how to be intimate with that person because you've been told so long that good girls don't do that or it's a bad act. But sex is good. And if you get the right one, it is excellent. Okay, many of us, I'm just being real. It's after 8:30, yes. Okay, so I'm just being real. It's excellent. And I'm going to tell you, I personally feel that women want it more than men. And we would jump down in a heart, but we do have to have some restraint because we also want you to, how I'm going to say this?
Yeah, watch your voice now.
Let me see how I'm going to say this. We also want you to explore our mind. We want you to explore our body through our mind. That is a turn on. And so you have to kind of walk through that process. That's an all-day process. Like a man, you can tell him one thing, he done got naked, took his clothes off, and you're like, wait a minute. Let's kind of ease into this thing. But women desire it just like men because it's a desire in both of us. But like you said, I believe what Von Eric said, it's a different culture. Now, these girls out here now, look, they might take you out.
Give them 3 hours, they're in the bed.
You ain't.
Oh, God.
Now, they microwave. Okay, now the new ones is microwave. Okay, they on it.
I'm old school.
Right. So you want sexual?
He's
So
a slow cooker.
You might rock because I can't.
I'm
Rock
old
said
school,
he got
baby.
old school slow cooker, not the new one, the one that got all the seasoning from
Right.
years and
Yeah.
years and years. He been slow cooking for a while.
I'm what she's describing. That's me. I'm what she's describing. You know what I mean? Not no
But I will
microwave.
say it's natural, and because we suppress what's natural to us and we don't acknowledge it. Like I was talking to someone that I was talking to recently, and they was like, "Well, what do you think of me?" And I said, "I'm very much attracted to you. I'm gonna be real. I am attracted to you, but I'm trying to walk out abstinence. But I don't not tell myself the truth." Because if I don't tell myself the truth, I cannot proceed in what I have told myself or the goals that I have put in place for myself if I won't even be honest with me. We end up falling off or doing other things because we're not being honest. So I got to say, hey, yeah, you know what? I'm attracted. You are fine. Like my body reacts to you. And then I deal with myself.
So you saying
No.
Wait. Hold on before we go. Okay. Hold on. Wait. So
that way.
Okay, but hold on. I want to leave space. Mr. Grateful, did you want to add anything, take anything away?
I feel like they didn't touch everything that needed to be touched. I kind of agree with where Vaughn started in the beginning. The bottom line is it's a primary physiological need. So if you're asking, is it something that's on a man's mind? The answer is absolutely yes. There's no question, shadow of a doubt. It's a physiological. It's like asking him, do you want to eat food today? Like, do you think you're going to need a drink of water today? Right? It's a primary physiological need. Now, the question is, where are you in life and what are you being led by? Because when you're at the place where you have purpose and you're trying to achieve things, you sacrifice some physiological needs for a higher gain. It's like saying, listen, I'm trying to get in shape. You know what? I could miss a couple meals today simply because I am at a place where I'm focused on something greater. Now, if you don't meet someone who's at that place where they have higher goals and things that they're trying to achieve, then they're willing to sacrifice anything for their primary needs. But when you meet somebody who's beyond that primate stage, right, then yes, these are still needs that I have, but I'm willing to sacrifice the needs that I have because I'm seeking a greater goal. The question is, I think you're asking the wrong question. The question isn't, is this on his mind? The question is there anything else on your mind? Right? Is there anything else that you're focused on? Is there anything else that you're looking for? Is there anything else that you're trying to achieve in life? Because I think that will determine the answer that you're really looking for. Because if he says no, he's lying.
No, that's
He's
good.
lying.
See, and this is why I love Mr. Grateful, because just because that perspective. So, ladies, understand he's saying we've been asking the wrong question. That's not the question. What else is on his mind? And I love that. I love that perspective, and I can definitely flow with that. That's real good.
Risha got her hand up.
Huh?
Risha got her hand up.
She ain't agree with nothing I said all night. Go ahead.
Absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. I absolutely.
Wait, not one thing, Mr. Grateful. That one thing.
I absolutely agree with you. I agree with you on that point. So much so, it is ridiculous. The other thing I would like to add is about sexual compatibility. I mean, let's be real. We don't all like the same things. We don't all want the same things. At some point, we have to, in the beginning, be able to have these conversations about what it is that we want and what you can actually do and what I can actually do, if you know what I mean. Like we have to be able to be transparent because there is, in a relationship, we have to be honest that sexual satisfaction is a big part of it.
Yes.
Marriages, relationships, people cheat because they're looking. Sexual satisfaction is a huge part, I believe, of a successful relationship.
It is.
If you're engaging, and now if both of y'all have decided y'all abstaining and all that, that's all good. But if not, I need to know, are you a minute man? and I'm a 30-minute girl, or you a 30-minute man and I'm a 2-minute. Like we need to have some understanding about what it is that we're looking for, so that I don't have to lie and tell you, because I don't want to hurt your feelings, that it was all gravy and all good, and it really wasn't.
Oh my God.
That's a good. That's a really good point. But you know, I think that also gets to and then we're gonna go around and wrap up, because I just, you know, because we're gonna have to have a part 2, because this is really good. Because I'll keep y'all here all night. But I love everything that you said. I love everything Mr. Grateful said. I really love every perspective that has been put out here on tonight. And I hope that those are watching have as well, because again, it's not one voice, one sound. You have to find the voice that resonates with you, and also listen to the voices that don't, because it will help you open up your perspective. So when you meet someone that does not think like you may have an understanding on how to connect with them, because we throw each other away because we don't agree on every single thing. You could be passing up somebody really great that y'all mix on every single thing, but you haven't even had the conversation to figure out, number one, is this something major enough? Is it going to make or break our relationship? Number one. And number two, even though we don't agree, where's the compromise? How can we make this work? Welcome in, Landon Price. Good to see you. Good to see you. She's that to part was needed to be said. No disrespect, ladies. I mean, listen, it happens on both sides, you know. But again, when we're not self-aware, you know, and to the point that Risha was making, I think those conversations are great and they're necessary. And you do that conversation about sex and relationships is just as important as finance, just as important as your religion beliefs, just as important as your career goals, because we need to understand where our level of compatibility and capacity lies. You know, what areas can we work on? I might be 2 minutes, you might be 30. And you maybe everything else might be, you know, I'm gonna give the men that, because you know, y'all, you know, we ain't gonna do the 2 minute man. Y'all, we're gonna give y'all some credit.
But you did it anyway.
So no, I just said we're not. I said we're not going to. No, I didn't. I did not. I did. See, y'all don't even know how to take a compliment. I'm saying we're not going to disrespect y'all calling you the 2 minute man. We're going to give y'all the 30 minutes, and we'll say the women might be 2 minutes. But then, how do we have a conversation that gets us to the medium? What can we do to get us to 15 minutes together so we can be? Because the point is for us to operate in partnership in all of these areas, instead of blocking ourselves in relationships to the point where we can't move any further. So one of the things with that, and this is ownership on the women, is women, we have to be open about these conversations and understanding what you want. And we may not get what we want at the time we want it because we voiced it, but give a man the chance to work with us to get there. You know, we can't, because it's not always just that black and white and you cut people off. You know, so I totally agree that I love the fact, again, Mr. Grateful, that we're asking the wrong question. And I love the fact, Risha, like you said, you know, we have to have these conversations. They are just as important as finance and everything else, because she said this is good family. Sexual compatibility is important. Risha, for real. Y'all making me nervous tonight. I can get a second job, a second man, not so much. Right? Ain't nobody trying to do that. You know, we trying to stay where we at. You know, stick with your choice. Stick with your choice. Having these conversations is essential to relationship success. Exactly, and that's the thing, that we want to be able to have them. You know, want to see everybody winning in their relationships, not getting to this point of checkmate where we're backing each other into corners. Where there is no way out but to part. If you think about it, how many people, good people, compatible people, have we cut out, lost, or just let go over something as simple as us not having a conversation and us not having a truthful, trustworthy conversation? So I want to pause here and thank our panel on tonight for this ladies' room versus men's lounge conversation during this Women's History Men's Health Month. And I want to salute my big brother Rockology in the house. Salute my sis Lady Risha in the house. Salute my brother Kingdom Builder in the house. Salute my sister, the coach and amazing author Theo in the house. Of course, Mr. Vaughn, the Invisible Man, Eric in the house, and my kin, Anitra, aka the Ace Perspective in the house. I want to go around. Really want to thank y'all. This was fun, and I look forward to us doing it again. I want to give us time to give our final comments and thoughts, and tell people how they can get in touch with you. I'm going to start from the bottom up. So give your final comments, your thoughts, whatever it is that you want to say to the good people. Give them something to help them get out of this checkmate position, or even avoid getting into it. So come on, Anitra, share with the people.
All right. So my final thoughts is just being real with yourself. I like what Theo said about first learning to trust yourself and understanding who you are. The self-aware person is going to always succeed and always come out ahead better. Knowing who you are, being honest and true to yourself so that you can be honest and true to someone else is key. Because once you're able to be honest with yourself and you can give that to someone else, then you are now opening a space where you can have that honest conversation, and then you have a choice. If you're honest with each other, then we can decide how we want to move forward, if we are or are not in an intimate relationship or a friendship. But it does start with ourselves. If we're not open with ourselves, if we haven't even done the work to know who we are, we can't be beneficial to anyone outside of ourselves. So internal work first and external comes second. And you can reach me on Facebook at Anitra Ace Carter. Also Instagram, the Ace Perspective. You can follow me there, and even on TikTok as the Ace Perspective.
All right. Thank you. Come on, Vaughn E. Giving your final thoughts. It's your 60 seconds. Come on.
All right. Good to be on this panel today. It was a great conversation. My final word is check out this video, this live, because everybody said some wisdom that you can take and use it throughout your life and grow and prosper in a relationship, or if you're just a single person. So my final thought is check this video out, rewind it, and listen to it.
All right. Thank you for being here. Come on, Theo. Your 60 is up now.
Well, first, I want to say thank you to the guys, because I truly appreciate the transparency, but also it's always good to hear the male perspective. So like that's really cool. And the other thing I would say is also, you might need to seek help. Get a relationship coach. Go to therapy, right? You know, some people struggle. I will honestly say, I did it. I went to therapy. I had a coach after I found myself dating the same person, but they just was in a different body, right? And it wasn't working out. So, you know, so I would say that too. Don't be ashamed if you feel like you need to seek out help so that you can heal the right way and date with boundaries.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for your shares on tonight, Theo. Come on, Kingdom Builder. Let them know what your final thoughts are and how can people reach you.
I love the conversation tonight. Amazing. It's good to hear both perspectives. You know, I just came to back of my brother Rock because I wasn't gonna have y'all jumping on my brother Rock like that. So, you know, when I called my brother Rock, he got my back. So I pulled up. Right. But like when you talk about checkmate, now I'm a chess player. I actually love the game of chess. You know, and in order to be in checkmate, it's not just that you have me, but you have pretty much cornered every possible move that I can make to get to safety. Right. So from a relationship standpoint, right, it's not just the person that's in checkmate, but it's the person that's putting him there. Right. And if whether male or female side, if you put the other person in checkmate, it's literally because you gave the person no room to breathe. Right. So there is no room for truth. There is no room for trust. Every decision that they make, every option that they have is going to lead to defeat. Right. So it's not necessarily that the person doesn't want to, but you haven't given the person space to move. right? So that's a situation where you might have to look internally to say, is there something I can do, to give this opportunity, to give this relationship opportunity? That's my 30 seconds. Mr. Grateful 516. I go live on TikTok every morning at 5-ish a.m. to 7-ish a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also just started a page here on YouTube. You can tell I'll be on TikTok. I was about to say the two of you, but
Right.
Mr. Grateful 516, check me out. There's definitely some content coming soon. It's just started, but definitely would appreciate a subscription if you don't mind. You guys be blessed. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely, absolutely. And make sure you go over and get some Mr. Grateful gear as well. Was it Grateful 516?
Team Grateful 516. How could I forget that? Right. So
Right?
we got the Team Grateful merch, the apparel, we got the t-shirts, the sweatshirts, we got the V-neck tees. For the ladies, check out the website, teamgrateful516.com. I appreciate you.
See, come on. The next time we come on this week, we're going to have some Team Grateful gear on and big up our brother here. Set him up. Let y'all see how good it looks, okay? Come on, Lady Risha, come on, take your 60. Tell the people your final comments.
What I've learned listening to the men is basically, while we are hardwired differently, essentially at the core of it all, we all want the same thing. We need to learn to be comfortable with who we are at the present so that we can change. If we don't like what we are, we're going to attract what we are. So the change starts with us. We are hardwired differently, but our desires are the same. And if your hardwiring, the outcome is not yielding the effects that you want in a relationship, it starts with you. Trust starts with you. Transparency starts with you. Truth starts with you. If you can't be truthful with yourself, if you can't trust yourself with your own thoughts, if you can't be transparent with what you want and what you desire, you can't expect the person whom you're communicating with to have the things that you need. Once again, we are hardwired differently, but the end results of desires are the same. And we need to tap into that. That allows us to see ourselves for who we are in the present and then work towards that we want for our future.
That's good. Thank you for sharing, Lady Risha. Come on, big bro, Rockology. Give him your 60. Give him your final comments. And where can they find you, sir?
I only had one thing to say, but now I have two. Okay. I agree with the panel and with everything that was said this evening, and I've learned some stuff this evening. It's always good to hear a woman's perspectives. My sister would tell you I talk to her a lot sometimes about different perspectives and getting that different perspective because it's about growing. But one thing I want to say is that to Risha, I heard what you said earlier, and I'm going to implement it. But if I'm told no, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you, am I fat in this dress? I'm going to answer the question. But I will implement what you said though, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm always open and willing to know how to do things better. Whether I agree with it or not is irrelevant. If it's better, because the object of it is to learn the verbiage. You have to learn the language and the verbiage of whatever arena or whatever you're dealing with. You have to speak their language. So I will implement it. I like what you said there. I will implement it. But if I'm told, I didn't ask you that. I asked you, do I look fat? I'm going to answer the question. So, but it's always good. It's always good that to be in platforms like this, to learn and to hear the maturity. I mean, it was mature platforming. Nobody got offended or anything like that. That's always a great thing. And yeah, I'm on Facebook at Rock Nobles. I'm on Instagram as Mr. Rockology, TikTok as Mr. Rockology, and I think that's all I'm on. Yeah, that's all I'm on. And so You know, I'll be on Mr. Grateful's platform. Some his platform's a lot like this one. He is the same one. It's a lot like this one. So if you ever wanna, you know, you just want to, his is the same way he played. So you know, just everybody be encouraged. Everybody be encouraged.
All right. Well, you heard it here. I really, really want to thank you guys, and thank you those in the comment section, our Bravets and our brave brothers here, Bravo Nation. We appreciate you so very much. This is year number 3 for me doing this here, doing what we do. And this year I promised I was going to take it to another level. And I'm grateful for you all because you are here supporting, helping and do what I do without you coming and lending your voices here. This is a platform where it is not one voice, one sound. We are here to learn from each other. Iron definitely sharpens iron. And you want to say something, Mr. Grateful? Oh, I thought he was saying something.
Oh no, I was just reading the comment. I just saw the comment that said, "Where's my book?" And I'm working on it. We're gonna work on it.
All right, cool. This brother here is a wealth of information and keeps it real. You know, here on Thursday nights, we keep it real. We keep it real. We have real conversation with real resolutions. And I would just say, like Von Erich said, go back and watch this replay. Go grab the nuggets that you may have missed. So many different gems and point of views and perspectives. This is not about right or wrong, and no one is trying to strip anyone of who you are. We are working to improve ourselves so that we can show up better in relationships so that we can all win. I know I want to be the best version of myself in my relationship. And when I show up as that, that will help me to choose better and know when someone else is giving me the best version of themselves. So I would just say to everyone on tonight, thank you, panel. Y'all are so awesome. I can't wait until we take it to the next level and until we do this again, because the ladies' room and the men's lounge will be back again. I appreciate each and every one of you. Those watching, listen, learn to be transparent with yourself. And when you're transparent with yourself, you will then embrace your truth. When you embrace your truth, you're able to express your truth better to those that you trust, and you will even be able to discern who you can trust with what and how much. And that's what we want to be able to do, because we don't want to get ourselves again back in these situations where we have, as Mr. Grateful was explaining from the game, put ourselves in a position where there are all moves have been exhausted unnecessarily. We want to breathe life into our relationships. So continue with your transparency, continue with trust, and continue with your truth so that we can all be on the winning side of our relationship. So I want to invite you all back. We got one more Thursday to go in the month of March, and that's going to be next Thursday. Our topic is Women Who Lead. We are going to be talking about the balance between living life as leaders and living life at home, and how we balance all of the 1,000,001 things that we do, because ladies, we need some help in organizing and getting it all together. So come back and join us here. We're going to be having a great panel, a good discussion. Men, come back and join us. Lean in, because you might learn something to help the woman in your life show up better. Again, thank you, Rockology, my big brother. Thank you, Lady Risha, my sis. Thank you, Kingdom Builder, Mr. Grateful. Thank you to my sis, Coach Steele. Thank you, Vaughn, the Invisible Man, Eric, my guy. Thank you, my kin, Anitra Ace Carter Perspective. I am Lady Dawn B, your Thursday night host here on the Bravo with Sheila Network. You know you can find me right here. Be sure to tune in on Monday nights as well at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on Facebook. I am on IG and TikTok as Lady Dawn B. I'm on Threads. I'm everywhere. So wish you all a great night. Much love to you all. Panel, hang out with me for 2 seconds so we can close out this show. Good night, everyone. Go be great, and may your tomorrow be blessed like never before. Thank you guys for tuning. Have a great night.